back.
Because these niggas not a challenge.
I mean,
Like, you gotta understand. You know who the happiest nigga?
If you want to say Michael Jordan's the GOAT of being one of the greatest competitors to play this game, I can give you that.
Michael
He's
Jordan's
a killer
greatest
competitor.
basketball ever of all time.
How?
It's the greatest basketball player ever of all time.
He ain't number one in no offensive category. He ain't number one in no defensive category. How? And then if you want to be like, oh, because he won championship, shit.
Rasheed Wallace just crossed a line that nobody saw coming. The NBA legend went completely off script in a recent sit-down, calling out LeBron James in a way that has the entire basketball world stunned. "You can't earn respect like MJ," Wallace said. And those 7 words just reignited the most toxic debate in sports history. What happened behind the scenes that made Sheed finally snap? And why is LeBron staying silent while the internet explodes? This isn't just another hot take, this is personal.
Oh, aka Michael Jordan, depending on who you ask,
LeBron James
was someone who I believe to be seen universally as one of the greatest defenders of all time. Well, former NBA champion Rasheed Wallace has a very different take on this. Let's roll the clip.
Mike wasn't all that good of a defender.
10 all defensive teams, that Michael Jordan.
All that's NBA shit. Yeah, we like Mike, we gonna put him out there. Da, 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 da. I'm talking about being out there. I seen this motherfucker get his ass bust where he couldn't.
Let's be real for a second. When Rasheed Wallace talks, people listen. This isn't some random analyst trying to get clicks. This is a 4-time All-Star, an NBA champion, a guy who played against the absolute best and never backed down from anyone. Sheed built his reputation on being brutally honest, sometimes to a fault. He got ejected more than almost anyone in league history because he refused to bite his tongue. So when he speaks on basketball greatness, you better believe it carries weight. And right now, in early 2025, LeBron James is sitting on top of the basketball world as the all-time leading scorer. 4 championships, 4 MVPs, 2 decades of dominance. By every statistical measure, he's cemented himself as one of the greatest to ever do it. His fans call him the GOAT. His critics, well, they've always had their doubts. But nobody expected Rasheed Wallace to come out swinging the way he just did. In a recent conversation that hasn't fully hit mainstream media yet, Wallace didn't just question LeBron's legacy, he dismantled it. And the way he did it, cold, calculated, and completely unapologetic. This wasn't a slip of the tongue, this was intentional. Wallace looked directly into the camera and said something that LeBron's camp is desperately trying to keep quiet. The question everyone's asking now, what pushed Sheed to finally say what so many former players have been thinking for years?
We got the first annual Guild Arena Shootout presented by Underdog Fantasy coming soon. You need to pull up.
I was about to say, can I do it?
$100,000 goes to the winner. Winner take all.
What's the entry fee?
0. Just got to pull up.
Just pull up. I got to get in the gym.
So you can sign up, all you fans out there on the Guilds Arena Discord page for a chance to enter. We also have our open tryout Saturday, December 16th, 9 a.m. at the District Court in Chatsworth. Top 16 fans.
Here's where things get spicy. Wallace sat down for what was supposed to be a casual conversation about his playing days, his memories, the evolution of the game, standard stuff. But somewhere in the middle of that discussion, the topic shifted to modern greatness, to legacy, to LeBron James. And that's when Rasheed Wallace's entire demeanor changed. "You can't earn respect like MJ," Wallace said, leaning forward, his voice dropping into that tone he used to have right before a technical foul. "You just can't. I don't care how many points you score. I don't care how many teams you jump to. Respect in this league, it's not about what you build around yourself. It's about what you prove when everything's against you." Let that sink in for a second. Wallace didn't say LeBron wasn't great. He said LeBron didn't earn respect the same way. That's a completely different level of disrespect. That's questioning the very foundation of how LeBron's entire career has been constructed. He kept going. Michael Jordan walked into Chicago and said, "I'm going to make this work." He didn't call up his boys and say, "Hey, let's all team up in South Beach." He didn't bounce around trying to find the perfect situation. He made the situation perfect. That's the difference. The room got quiet. You could feel the tension through the screen, because Wallace wasn't just throwing shade, he was speaking directly to the elephant in the room that LeBron's fans refused to acknowledge: the decision, the super team era, the narrative that LeBron had to build his championships instead of earning them the hard way. Within hours, clips started circulating on social media. Twitter exploded. LeBron's fans called Wallace a hater, a bitter old head stuck in the past. But older fans, the ones who actually watched Jordan play, started nodding their heads. Finally, they said, someone said it. And here's the thing, Wallace played in both eras. He went up against Jordan in his prime. He played alongside and against LeBron during the mid-2000s. He's one of the few people on Earth who can actually compare the two from personal experience. So when he says LeBron can't earn respect like MJ, it's not just nostalgia talking, it's first-hand knowledge.
But hey, let's take a look at the clip first, and then let's dive deep into it.
In my opinion, Mike wasn't all that good of a defender.
Mike who?
Jordan,
Defensive Player of the Year.
all that was
10 times. I think it was 10 all defensive teams. That Michael Jordan.
all that's you know what all that is, though.
What is it?
You know what all that is. Not all that's NBA shit. Yeah, we like Mike. We gonna put him up there. Da 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 da. I'm talking about being out there. I seen.
So, what exactly is the difference between earning respect the MJ way versus the LeBron way? Wallace broke it down in a way that's going to make a lot of people uncomfortable. When Michael lost, he didn't run, Wallace explained. He didn't say, "This team isn't good enough for me." He looked in the mirror and said, "I'm not good enough yet." And then he came back hungrier, meaner, more focused. He dismantled the Pistons after they beat him down for years. He went through Barkley, through Malone, through everybody. Every ring he got, he took it. Nobody handed him anything. Now, compare that to LeBron's journey. After losing in the finals in his first stint, what did he do? He left, went on national television and announced he was taking his talents to South Beach to team up with 2 other superstars. Sure, he won championships there, but Wallace's point is that those championships feel different. They feel constructed, manufactured, like LeBron looked at the game and said, "If I can't beat you, I'll just make sure I have better teammates than you." That's not how legends are made, Wallace said, shaking his head. Legends are made when you've got your back against the wall and you still find a way, when the whole world doubts you and you prove them wrong anyway. LeBron's never had that moment. Every time things got hard, he had an exit strategy. And that's the part that's cutting the deepest right now, because even LeBron's biggest fans can't deny the pattern. Struggled in Cleveland the first time, left for Miami. Things got awkward in Miami, went back to Cleveland with a new super team, won a championship there, then bounced to LA when things got complicated again. At every single stage, when adversity hit, LeBron found a better situation instead of conquering the one he was in. Wallace isn't alone in this thinking either. He mentioned that conversations he's had with other players from his era, guys who battled through the 90s and early 2000s, echo the same sentiment. "We all see it," he said. "We just don't all say it out loud, because everyone's scared of the backlash. But I'm not. The truth is the truth." The truth, according to Rasheed Wallace, is that LeBron's greatness is undeniable, but his legacy will always have an asterisk. Not because he wasn't talented enough, but because when it came time to truly earn his place, he chose the easier path. Now here's where things get really interesting. Normally, when someone comes at LeBron this hard, his team responds. His PR machine kicks into gear, his media allies start running defense. But this time, nothing. Radio silence. LeBron hasn't addressed Wallace's comments publicly. He hasn't subtweeted. He hasn't done his usual cryptic Instagram story with a motivational quote that's clearly about the controversy. He's just quiet. And if you know LeBron, you know that's completely out of character. People close to LeBron's camp are saying he's genuinely hurt by what Wallace said. And honestly, that makes sense. Because this isn't Skip Bayless or some talking head saying it for ratings. This is a respected NBA champion, someone LeBron probably looked up to at some point, completely dismantling the narrative he's spent 20 years building. Social media detectives noticed something else, too. Around the same time Wallace's comments started going viral, LeBron quietly unfollowed several accounts that were sharing the clips. Not a direct response, but definitely a tell. It got under his skin. And the longer LeBron stays silent, the more people are starting to wonder, is he staying quiet because he knows Wallace has a point? Because responding would only make it worse? Or is he planning something bigger, a response that will shut this down once and for all? Right now, the pressure is building. Fans are flooding his social media, demanding he clap back. Sports shows are dedicating entire segments to the controversy. Even people who normally defend LeBron are starting to ask uncomfortable questions. Why isn't he responding, they wonder? What does he actually say to that? Because here's the thing, Wallace's argument isn't about stats. You can't counter it with points per game or all NBA selections. It's about something deeper. It's about the intangible quality that separates good from great and great from legendary. It's about the how, not just the what. And deep down, LeBron probably knows that Wallace touched on the one weakness in his armor that no championship or scoring record can fix. Let's zoom out for a second and talk about what this controversy really represents. Because this isn't just about LeBron and MJ anymore. This is about two completely different philosophies of greatness, and they're on a collision course. The old school philosophy, the one Wallace represents, says greatness is about overcoming. It's about taking what you're given and making it work through sheer force of will. It's about loyalty, about proving doubters wrong, about conquering your demons instead of running from them. Jordan embodied this. Kobe embodied this. Even guys like Dirk Nowitzki embodied this. The modern philosophy says greatness is about optimization. It's about recognizing your situation, making strategic decisions, and putting yourself in the best position to succeed. It's about building super teams, about player empowerment, about not wasting your prime on bad organizations. LeBron pioneered this approach, and now it's the standard. Neither philosophy is necessarily wrong, but Wallace's point is that they're not equal when it comes to respect. Respect isn't given, he said in his follow-up comments. It's earned, and earning means you fought for it, you bled for it, you didn't just assemble it in a boardroom. Other former players are starting to weigh in too. Some are backing Wallace, saying someone finally had the guts to say it. Others are defending LeBron, arguing that player empowerment is a good thing and that the game has evolved. This isn't just a debate anymore, it's a full-blown generational war. And at the center of it all is LeBron James, the man who changed the game forever, but might never escape the shadow of the man who came before him. So where does this leave us? Where does this leave LeBron's legacy as we move deeper into 2025? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Rasheed Wallace just said what millions of people have been thinking but didn't know how to articulate. It's not that LeBron isn't great, it's that his greatness feels different. It feels calculated, strategic, and for some people, that will always prevent him from being the undisputed GOAT. Michael Jordan's legacy is simple. He won, and he won by being better than everyone else. No excuses, no super teams, no shortcuts. Just pure, dominant greatness. LeBron's legacy is complicated. He won, and he won by being smart about his career decisions. He maximized his opportunities. He empowered himself. But somewhere in that process, he lost the narrative that Wallace and his generation value most, the narrative of the lone warrior conquering impossible odds. Can LeBron and Wallace ever reconcile? Probably not. This isn't the kind of thing you smooth over with a phone call or a social media post. This is a fundamental disagreement about what greatness means. And in basketball, those disagreements tend to last forever. Just look at the Jordan versus LeBron debate itself. It's been going on for over a decade and shows no signs of stopping. The real question is whether LeBron will respond at all. Will he address this head-on, or will he let his play on the court do the talking? And even if he responds, what could he possibly say that would change Wallace's mind, or the minds of the millions who agree with him? Maybe the scariest part for LeBron is that Wallace didn't attack his talent. He didn't say LeBron isn't skilled or accomplished. He said something much worse, that no matter how many records LeBron breaks, no matter how many more championships he wins, he'll never earn respect the way Jordan did. And that's a wound that no championship ring can heal. But here's what I want to know. Do you think Rasheed Wallace crossed the line, or did he just say what needed to be said? Is LeBron's approach to greatness legitimate, or does it disqualify him from the GOAT conversation? Drop your honest take in the comments, and don't hold back. And if you think this is controversial, wait until you see what other NBA legends are saying behind closed doors. We're diving into that next, and trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you made it this far, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're bringing you the unfiltered truth that mainstream media won't touch. See you in the next one.